ready with me except for my boyfriend is gonna choose my full face of makeup. Are you ready? Foundation and primers. Choose two. One foundation, one primer.
Foundation. Let's go with the ugliest bottle. Let's find this one. Oh shit. There we go. This one has balls in it.
Bronzer. Cream blush. Powder blush. Concealer. Choose a powder and a setting spray.
I know this one's your favorite.
A highlighter.
This one looks cool.
Liner. A lipstick. Lip gloss. Last step is mascara. You can like dig in there. This is the weirdest mix of products. Okay, go to part 2 to see the look. Okay guys, let's get ready. Do you see what's going on my chin right now? I've never had a pimple this big in my entire life. And every single day, it keeps getting bigger and bigger. And it won't even pop. It's like one of those underground ones. And then a friend showed up this morning too, so I love that for myself. I'm just moisturizing. I feel like this pimple's gonna leave a gnarly scar. I tried to pop it, which was really bad, and it wouldn't pop. It's just like one of those ones that hurts and you never get to pop it, so you're not even satisfied. I just gelled up my eyebrows before I did the moisturizer, I forgot to mention. I'm sick of looking at this, so I'm taking the NARS Pot Concealer. Oh fuck. It's like juice. Sorry, that's gross. It's like juicing and it's not sticking because I tried to pick it and fuck. I'm literally about to go out and I might cancel. I shouldn't have picked it because it won't stick to the part that's like wet. Okay, anyways, moving on. I'm sorry, that was absolutely disgusting. Anyways, okay, I'm filling in my eyebrows with the Give Beauty brow pencil. I'm spraying this Caudalie Beauty Elixir because it helps my, oh fuck, ow! I'm putting on the Fenty Eavesdrop with a brush and then I go over it with a beauty blender. Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer. M Cosmetics So Soft Blush in the shade Baby. Sorry, I'm like literally using this blush in every video. I've just been so obsessed with it. Kosas. I'm putting concealer here too to help carve out my cheekbones. I just sprayed this again. Okay, I'm setting with the Kosas powder. This normally covers so easily with the NARS concealer, but I picked it and now it's not covering. Don't pick your pimples. Makeup by Mario Skin Perfector. Mine is in the shade Light. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that before. And I'm just putting that over the pimples. Maybe it'll help blend in. This is the Fenty Kilowatt blush in the shade Ginger Binge and Moscow Mule. Okay, curling. This is the NYX lip liner in the shade Peekaboo. She's well loved. Look how tiny she is. It's like a dupe for Pillow Talk. I forgot to set again, so setting with the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. And the Pillow Talk lipstick. I'm considering not even going out right now because this, I cannot. It's so gross, like I don't want that on my face. Dior lip oil in Rosewood. Jeez, I'm like all out of order. This is the Tarte Tubing Mascara. Here's the full face of my most repurchased drugstore makeup. I try new makeup products every single day, so if I'm repurchasing something multiple times, you know that it's good. Starting off with the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I've repurchased this multiple times. It's my favorite primer for long wearing makeup, and I think I'm gonna have to repurchase it again soon. As you can see, I love this skin tint right here. I literally have a shade for every season. This is the L'Oreal True Match Tinted Hyaluronic Serum, and I'm almost out of my summer shade. I'm gonna mix shade 2-3 and 0.5-2. This skin tint is unreal. It seriously deserves an award. It is one of the best skin tints literally ever. It's better than most of my high-end skin tints. This is one of those products that I will forever repurchase. Look at the way this makes my skin look. Like, it looks so healthy and pretty. Good for all skin types. It has hyaluronic acid in it, so it's good for dry skin. It's also not super greasy and oily, so it's good for oily skin. I'm just obsessed with the way this makes my skin look. Like, I literally cannot stop staring at it every time I wear this product. I love this contour stick. It's the NYX Wonder highlighter stick. It's double-sided, so you have the highlighter and the contour. I do go through the contour much faster than I go through the highlighter. The formula on this is super buttery, and I just think it's the perfect shade. I have a hard time finding drugstore contours that aren't too orange. I like how this one leans more cool tone. Also the perfect shape for nose contour because it's super skinny. I literally just smashed it. Easy to blend out and it never looks patchy. Like, it's just so pretty. I told you I used a high-end contour to contour my face just now. You would believe me because it looks so good. This is what's left of my most repurchased drugstore concealer. It's the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, and I think we're due for a little restock. I've been using this concealer since high school. It is so good and creamy. Concealer has been around forever, but in my opinion, it's one of the best concealers at the drugstore because it leaves your under eye just looking so radiant. Also does a really good job and not creasy. I've repurchased this cream blush so many times because it is like summer in a bottle. Every summer without fail, I pull this out again because it is so pretty. It's the Wet n Wild blush stick in the shade Peach Bum. Been a lot of new luminous blushes coming out, but this one is like a classic. It's been around forever. It's super affordable. I think it's like $4. And look at the glow that this gives my cheeks. We're only halfway done with the makeup, so go to part 2. I'm gonna show you all of my favorite drugstore makeup products that I think are just as good as any high-end product out there. If you know me, you know that I love my high-end makeup, but these few drugstore products that I'm about to show you are so good. I just haven't been giving them enough love. Starting out with the e.l.f. Whoa Glow Sunscreen. This is like just as good as the Super Goop. I don't know why you would buy the Super Goop and not this, and it primes your skin. This blends in so easily, and look at the glow that this gives my skin. For brows, I've been using this for years. It's the Got to Be Glued gel, and I put it in my brows, and it just keeps them up all day long. You do have to be careful though because you can get white flakes. You just have to make sure your eyebrows are clean. I'm not gonna lie, I have had issues with this flaking before my brows, but that's because I'm lazy and I didn't clean my brows out completely before applying this. And you do have to clean around your brows to make sure that there's no gel. It's gonna mess up your foundation. But I kid you not, this is way better than any high-end gel product I've ever used. This keeps my brows in place, not moving. They're literally glued down to your face, and I've never found anything else that does that. This is the best drugstore brow pencil. I've been using this forever. It's a L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. It's literally the same thing as the Anastasia Brow Wiz. I love how thin it is. And you already know I love my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This is like my 3rd bottle of this. It keeps your makeup on so long because it has a tacky finish. See, your makeup will not go anywhere. Yes, another e.l.f. product. This is the e.l.f. Halo Glow, and if you haven't tried this out yet, I don't know what you're doing. It's exactly like the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter for a fraction of the price. It's amazing. And none of this is sponsored. e.l.f. just has so many good products that are exactly like high-end products. Okay, and I love this next one. This has been my favorite skin tint of the summer. It is amazing. This is the Maybelline Super Stay Skin Tint. It's just the most skin-like skin tint I own. It's way better than a lot of high-end products. It has no business having such great coverage, but also being the most skin-like product. Like, it literally covered my burn on my forehead, but it looks like skin. I cannot say enough great things about this. Joa Beauty Setting Spray is my favorite drugstore setting spray. It keeps your makeup on a really long time, and it has a very fine mister on it, and it feels super high-end and doesn't blast you in the face. The e.l.f. Putty Bronzer is just as good as any of my high-end bronzers. I just wish that it had a bigger pan because my brush doesn't really fit in there, but like, come on. Look at my skin. This is a side with bronzer, and this is without. So pretty. And the e.l.f. Putty Blushes are also amazing. This is in the shade Bora Bora, which is a very similar shade to the Rare Beauty Happy. Like, I'm sorry, you can't tell me that this blush right here doesn't look high-end. And we have the Catrice Concealer. This is their True Skin High Coverage Concealer, and yes, it is very high coverage and super long lasting. I actually don't know if you can get Catrice at the drugstore, but it's drugstore prices and they're so good. It's a very hydrating and buildable formula, and it doesn't look cakey at all, which is a big concern when it comes to high coverage concealers. Wet n Wild Hello Halo Highlighter. I put a little bit on the back of my hand and then apply it with a sponge. Look at that. That is stunning. My complexion right now is so pretty, and I feel like I would have had the exact same results if I would have used high-end products. I'm setting with the Maybelline Fit Me powder. This is just a classic. Been using this forever. In my opinion, I think this is the best powder at the drugstore. Like, my under eyes are giving flawless. This is one of my all-time favorite blushes. This is a Milani blush in the shade Dolce Pink. Look at that. That is pretty. This is one of the best blush formulas I've ever tried at the drugstore. It's luminous. It has a really pretty sheen to it. And it's blurring. It doesn't emphasize any pores or texture. It is just stunning. Okay, on the lips. This video is already getting very long. The ColourPop lip liners are amazing. I specifically love the shade BFF. Love how creamy they are. They just glide onto your lip, and this shade is like your lips but better for my skin tone. You already knew that I was gonna pull this out. This is my all-time favorite lip gloss at the drugstore. Like literally top 5 lip glosses ever. It's so juicy. Well, it's literally called NYX This Is Juice Gloss. So the formula feels like a lip oil. It's not sticky, it's super hydrating. And if you want your lips to literally look like glass, you need this. I don't feel like doing my eyes or mascara today, but this is my favorite mascara. I've been using it since high school. It's a L'Oreal Telescopic. And I don't have a powder bronzer that I love from the drugstore, so if you have any recs, let me know. Here's our finished drugstore makeup look. Guys, I'm literally shook right now. Like, I knew these products were good, but I haven't used them in a while altogether, and I'm impressed. These are amazing. Let's do half my face with Ulta's best sellers and the other half with Ulta's worst sellers. Ulta's worst selling primer is this e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I'm just kidding. This is obviously the best selling primer. It's one of the most viral primers literally ever, and it's actually one of my favorites. We know and love her. She's hydrating, she's grippy. My makeup looks flawless when I wear this, and it lasts a long time. I love that the best seller is affordable. The worst selling primer is honestly from a brand that I've never heard of before. It's called JCat. This is their Prime and Glow Face Illuminator. This literally had terrible reviews on Ulta, and it's looking like holographic. No, but like, why is it blue? In what world would I need a holographic blue highlighter? And it smells like coconuts. The best-selling foundation is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. I can't get it open. I feel like this is a classic foundation, and surprisingly, I've never tried it. So this is gonna be my first impression. I don't know how I've never tried this. This has been around forever. This is a matte, long-wearing foundation, full coverage. Wow, this is beautiful. I've definitely been missing out, and I would honestly say this is more of like a natural finish than a super matte finish. Worst selling foundation is this LA Girl Tinted Foundation. We're already off to like the worst start on the worst seller side. Like, I don't even know how this is gonna look over this primer. So this is supposed to be a natural finish foundation with sheer to medium coverage. So that's kind of weird. I've never heard of sheer to medium. And I feel like we're not even giving it a fair shot because the primer is literally blue and this isn't even covering the primer. I think that primer was literally the worst makeup product I've ever put on my face. And the foundation doesn't seem to be bad. It seems to be more of like a skin tint. Like, it's very natural. The best selling bronzer is the Dibs Desert Island Duos. Love the formula of these. They're super creamy. I feel like Dibs recently launched in Ulta too. So for them to be the #1 bestseller, that's kind of crazy. They definitely deserve it though. This formula is great, and it's nice you get a blush on the other side of it. The worst selling bronzer is the Pacifica Sun Dreams Bronze. It actually comes with like a ton of products. It's like low-key looking more like a blush. Like, this kind of reminds me of Road Teddy, like a terracotta color. Yeah, definitely looks more like a blush on me because it's so like red undertone. The formula is honestly kind of dry. Like, I'm having a hard time applying this. Yeah, it's definitely just really patchy. I'm not liking this formula. The best-selling blush is Benetton, and honestly, I don't really normally consider this a blush. When I sorted through blushes on Ulta, this was the #1 bestseller, so I guess we have to go with it. I know it's a cheek and lip tint. I just use it more as a lip tint, but it is looking really pretty on the cheeks. Worst-selling blush is this Essence Blush Lighter Stick. This is from their like Coral collection. It looks really pretty. Apply it to the back of my hand. Look at how pretty that is. It's like a highlighter and a blush. I think this is pretty. I don't think it deserves to be the worst seller. Like, that's a little rude. Best-selling concealer is the Tarte Shape Tape. I haven't used a Tarte Shape Tape concealer in forever. I love how Ulta has a lot of like classic cult favorites as their best sellers still. Like, when I did Sephora, it was all like the new trendy products. Forgot how flawless of an under eye this concealer gives. The worst selling concealer is this CoverGirl Simply Ageless Concealer. And yes, this was the best shade I could find. The shade range was terrible. And wait for it, look at the applicator. It's literally a plastic applicator. Like, product doesn't even stick to it. I see why this is the worst seller. Like, I don't know. The shade range, the applicator, like, I can't even get product off of this. So far, the Ulta worst sellers have been terrible. Like, I understand why they're the worst sellers, but when I did Sephora, they weren't that bad. Best-selling setting powder is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finish Setting Powder. I definitely see why. This is such a good setting powder. You can't go wrong. The worst-selling setting powder, we have this one from Essence, also from the Life in Coral collection. This must have not been a good collection for them. I mean, it's blurring out the skin and brightening up that terrible concealer. It doesn't seem like a bad product. It just seems like a normal translucent setting powder. I will say something really bad is happening around my nose. Like, I don't know if it's the foundation, the primer, the powder, I don't know, but it's like clinging around my nose. Here is the bestseller side so far, and here is the worst seller side. We're only halfway done, so go to part 2 to see the rest of the look.
And I have no mercy, there's no way up, so I'm going down. Still I keep on living, so you pull me closer. When I have no mercy, let's carry on, no reasons to